money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Yeah, Miss Money Machine. Yeah, Miss Money Machine. Yeah. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling proud. Money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Perfect. Eyes locked on the glowing screen. Numbers flash like a fever dream. Charts align like stars in space. Fingers twitch, it's a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision move, shopping clean, living life on this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision move, shopping clean, living life on this money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Yeah. Miss Money Machine. Yeah, Miss Money Machine. Yeah. Every
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay, if all is good. Screen should be good. I see myself perfectly here. Looks all good. Let me just close my door a little bit so you guys don't see the door. Okay. Let me get myself organized on my chair. I'm all good. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody having a good day? We're starting the show. Let me just tweet this out that we're starting now. Okay. We are live. Okay. Awesome. So I've had actually a pretty good funded trading session yesterday, but not a great evaluation session because I got too large, and like everybody was saying, I basically puked up almost all my accounts on the eval side except this one left one here at 25.7, which I'm going to try to nurture. But what was interesting is actually, after I stopped screwing around with the eval accounts, and by the way, yesterday was like was such an annoying day because the moment we went dark is the moment the markets just went straight up, right? I mean, it was such an easy trend structure. As you can see, when we have trend, you're just making money hand over fist. All of this is me, boom, 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 boom. This morning, as long as we have any kind of continuity, it makes it super easy to clip trades. You start, started from over here, trading them primarily to the upside over here, but even a couple to the downside. Everything worked super well. I have a short over here off a Christmas tree short over here on this trade. We'll see if that works. But the thing that I kind of realized is that it's really not productive to mix styles, right? You either just do nothing but gamble with your eval accounts and try to get them funded in one day, or you trade your eval accounts in a very similar fashion as you trade your real accounts, your real funded accounts, in which case the rules that I've set up here work really well, which is like, let me just sort of review the rules for everybody who's new here. By the way, anybody new in the room here? Somebody say hi to me who's new. What is it? I'm always tempted to use the term, you don't shit where you eat, you just don't mix bad two strategies that are completely diametrically opposed in one show. Anyways, who's new here? So who wants me to kind of explain the basic paradigm of what I do? Let me know. Jesse Livermore is new. All right, Jesse, nice name. Anybody else new? Where are you from, Jesse? So the basic concept of what we do is called scalp trending. We scalp trend. We use my proprietary indicator called dots only, which this is the newest version of it. And the idea here is we take ultra small winning trades along the trend. The trend is demarcated by this short-term moving average. In this case, it's an 8-period moving average, and further demarcated by the slope of that moving average. So if the slope is positive, it's positive trend. If the slope is negative, it's negative trend. If you want to be sort of more selective in how you want to choose your scalping opportunities, then you want to establish the big trend. The big trend is the 200-period SMA over here in this red line. And the idea is that, if I just want to scalp to the trend, I'm only going to take the buy signals because the big trend is the buy signal. And I'm going to just ignore all the short-term sell signals on the scalp. I take them both. It all depends on, how you want to, run your book. But it doesn't matter whether you do it one way or the other. The key thing here is you only take trades when there is a signal. And the signal for us, I'm going to actually get rid of all the executions because they tend to make it very hard to see. The signal for us, the classic signal is the following. We need three things to make it happen. We need the candle itself to be green. We need the prior candle to be green, but no dot. Dot means there's a momentum breakout. So there's no momentum breakout. momentum breakout, and all of this has to take place against a green sloping moving average. So if you sort of have this kind of a construct, but the slope is red, it's not a trade, right? We need the slope to be green. We need the prior candle to be green, but not momentum, and the current candle to be momentum dot breakout. If that happens, that's the buy signal, buy signal, buy signal. And as you can see in a straight uptrend that we have now, it is a massively, massively effective signal, right? Now, there's another signal that we trade, which we call the Christmas tree signal. And the Christmas tree signal is simply a combination of two types of momentum dots. And it has to be a 1-2 combination. There cannot be any kind of a pause between them. So in this case, this is a sell Christmas tree signal. We have a purple dot, red dot, which I've taken right now. It's a counter trend trade, and clearly not working, so it's fine. If we get stopped out, I'll show you how I'm going to try to work our way out of it. This would be the buy version of this. So we're really just working these kind of two signals, either with trend or against trend. And the critical thing that succeeds in our strategy is that we are always, and this is the critical thing, always trading two things. We're trading small and in one direction. So for example, I have two accounts here. I have lots of accounts, but in this case, we're going to trade the 8 account and a 9 account, right? These are funded accounts. And the 9 account will be the, let's say the short account, and the 8 account will be the long account. And what that means is that whenever there is a legitimate long trade, we're going to take it in one account. When there's a legitimate short trade, we're going to take it in another account. What that does is it separates risk. And naturally, obviously, the long signals right now become trend signals, right? Just the very nature of the fact that we're in trend, every long signal right now is a trend signal. And of course, they work much better than counter trend signals, which in this case, for example, show a loss here, and probably most likely going to be showing a loss here. So by separating direction, what we're doing is we're naturally nurturing one account, and maybe taking small but very, very manageable hits in another account. So that's a very, very critical component of how we trade. We're always trading with two accounts because we're scalping both sides of the market. Now, if you're just scalping trend side, you can just trade one side of the market. But this really helps you separate risk. It also helps you. What very, very often happen is, remember, markets go through a transition. So if you have long, strong trend today, this morning, you may have a long, short trend tomorrow in the next couple of hours. And so that a short account, which was getting hit, now is going to start to really produce profits as it starts to run to target. So this really, really helps us maintain balance. And then the final thing we do is, because we're trading very, very small, we have the opportunity to essentially come back on the next trade or the trade after that. We have a buy signal here, which I want to go into the buy account for, and try to repair the trade with a little bit larger size, because our size is we make our money by making multiple small trades and adding those trades to the P&L on a consistent basis, rather than just making one trade with one large size. What is this? I don't know why this happened here. One large trade with one large size, which can work really well, but can also destroy your account. This way, we never destroy our account. The worst that happens to our account is a couple of $100 loss on a day in one of the accounts, and more than a couple of $100 win in the other account. And so we can always come back the next day, even out that account. That's why you see both of these accounts are relatively the same value, and they're all moving upward, ever upward. These started as $25,000 accounts just this week, but they're moving ever upward into that move, right? So hopefully that makes clear sense to you guys of the stuff that I'm doing. So I am now. So let's see. 8 account will be the long account. 9 account was the short account. I have a buy signal here. We wait for the close of the candle to make sure that it completes. Now I'm long this. Target is going to be 37. Stop is 17. right? So we'll see if the long count works. I don't know why I'm getting these signals, but let's see if this works out. Now, in the meantime, so the short account did not work, right? I mean, the short trade did not work, the short trade. And I'm going to be very patient, wait for the next signal, go to my short account and increase my size and see if I could not only repair, but actually P&L the whole trade into a net profitable trade. And that makes it very, very easy for me to maintain an even keel balanced structure. Now there's 100 different ways to trade this. Are the dots available? So the doors. This particular indicator is a proprietary indicator that is available on TradingView, but only for our coaching customers. So if you want to get this indicator, I have a coaching offer over here, which by the way, let me just see if I can. Hang on a second. Let me show you what the coaching offer is. I rarely. Let me show you what this is. Okay, so the coaching offer is a 6 months offer that has not only everything that I do plus coaching, which tomorrow night is going to be coaching, but everything that Kathy does with all of her forex trading. So you kind of get 2 for 1. You get prop trading with me, forex trading with her, both of our indicators and everything else. And I make this offer continuously that if you take the offer now, I will refund you part of this offer so that you can use that money to essentially get yourself free Apex accounts, right? Apex right now is at a massive discount. You're going to be able to use that refund to buy 3 $50,000 accounts on Apex. So hopefully you guys can take advantage of this. I'm receiving buys, yours didn't. I don't know what you mean, 8 figures. You're saying that you don't have a buy signal on that. Maybe you're using mini S&P versus micro S&P, and that sometimes well let me see if the mini S&P. No, the mini S&P had a buy in there too. So I don't know what you mean that you're not having buy signals in here. I'm trading very small size. I'm trading micros on this particular thing. Just starting trade as micros. Of course, you guys can size it up any way you like. We talk about it in coaching. Lots of different strategies. But my point is that it doesn't matter what size I trade. It only matters what size is comfortable for you. My approach is I'm going to do 30, 40 trades today, and not any one of them is going to have any impact on my life. Or you can do 1 or 2 trades, and it could have a big impact on your life. It all depends on how you want to trade it. My view is that I'm looking to resolve every trade cycle into a positive P. I'm looking to grow this to maybe about 850, maybe 900, through small but incredibly precise structure. I posted this tweet. I don't know if you guys saw it. Let me see if I can take you to Twitter. I thought that was it was kind of apropos. It really summarizes what I sort of feel. Where's the tweet? I said this here. I said trading too big is like doing surgery with a chainsaw. Technically, it's faster, but precision beats speed every time. Meaning that large size makes you feel good until it doesn't. I'm happy to trading small size, but again, it's very much up to you. Are you on TradingView, Eddie? If you're on TradingView, the way to Jesus Christ, how do I? No, TradingView has the 2-minute charts. You just simply make it a favorite. It has TradingView. Also, are you paying for TradingView? Let me just sort of, if you're using cheap ass free TradingView, you get exactly what you deserve. Okay, I have no sympathy for you. You cannot trade unless you invest a whopping $12 for a monthly fee on TradingView. It's a great software. Well, or you can just get wealth charts for free. Whatever you want to do, all of this is available for you guys on both platforms. But if you're going to use TradingView, you absolutely have to do the purchase one, because whatever you're using for free is a piece of garbage, and they know that, and they specifically keep guard that for you because they don't care. We actually, as I'm looking over here, we actually have what I call a Christmas tree sale. Christmas tree sale in YM right over here. But I kind of, this is against trend, and the other one is with trend. So I'll sort of stay with this, with this trade. But the idea today is always, what I really want to do is I want to trade NASDAQ on TradingView and all the other signals on wealth charts. Right now, I don't have that many signals. We're also really 10 minutes from the open, so I just want to make sure that we this is going to be the last trade before the market opens up, and then we'll trade post up, because the first 5-10 minutes of the open, the first 5 minutes and before the open and after the open is usually always a massive volatility spill, and I don't really want to get involved in it. I am kind of tempted a little bit to trade this, to trade the Dow if we get the signal. We can fool around with a Dow. Why not? It's a small account. Where am I? Am I on the Dow? Here's the Dow. MYMU. The cool thing about wealth charts is that we can literally see the trades on the DOM just as we're trading. So with Dow, we're using 1040 as our stop target. 2 seconds. All right, I'm long, and I'm long at 25. Target is 35. Stop is going to be what was that? 85? Something like that. Yeah, 85. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're long Dows. We're long NASDAQs a little bit here. Yeah, let me go back on this big size. The NASDAQ is on a classic buy trade over here that, just crawling, but not quite getting up to our target. 37.5 is our target. 922. Hopefully we'll pop it by 925 or so. We'll see. We'll see if the markets want to rally before the open. I'm really shocked, amazed, and impressed at the fact that we're at 24,000. I mean, what a rally this has been. Just a complete. It's truly just shocking at how much of a power move this has been in equities, which nobody, including yours truly, really thought was possible. But the great thing about us scalping is we really don't care where the market goes, because we're trading the market on the next 2-minute basis. And of course, if the market rises, we follow it with our trades. If the market falls, we follow it the other way around. You can watch the Dow a little bit. Let's have a little bit of fun with this. Yeah, Christmas tree is definitely very, very difficult. Although trading it in the direction of the trend. If you sort of want to just trade in the direction of the trend, it tends to be a little bit better. But the Dow is a spiky little instrument sometimes. It has its moments. So just for today's purposes, I'm going to use 11 as the long, and I'm going to use 14 as the short in my well charts. So any legitimate long signal we're going to take in the 11 account, any legitimate long signal we're going to take there. Yeah. Yes, we use large stops against small targets because we're looking for very high probability trades, and we're trading very small so that, if we get clipped out, then we can raise our size and recover our losses and move on. It's just, our methodology is very different from what everybody else does because it works. Because hundreds of people who are trading with me pass props and they get funded and then go on to get paid out, because we trade exactly how market makers trade. Long time ago, I used to be a market maker. So this is just really, a lot of these techniques are from that, along with some stuff that we kind of imprint. The line is blue. That means it's actually equal. It's neither positive slope or negative slope. The slope is flat. That's what it means, Leonard. So when the line gets blue on a few occasions, that's when it goes there. Let me see. Did I make target? Oh, look, we made target on look, let me show you all the executions. And we made target on NASDAQ. So the long target, the NASDAQ trade totally worked out, right? So these are all our nice trades here. I actually was trading it in the other account. I just realized, hold on a second. Yeah, 8 account. I was trading the 9. The 9 account was the one that I was very, very active in. You can see all the active buy trades in my 9 account over here on the trades. Let's see how the YM. The YM is still scrolling. This is honestly, this is almost like a trade for shits and giggles at this point, because we are 3 minutes away from the open, and 2 things are going to happen. Either we're going to have a sweep up and this thing is going to totally make bank, or we're going to have a flush down and I'm going to get stopped out in this small trade. So be it. I'm going to just stay on this trade to kind of show you how it manifests itself on wealth charts and how it works, really, really well. Okay. NQ hit, correct. NQ totally hit. We're just working the Dow and seeing if the Dow works. Now, when I trade with you guys, as I always say, we're trading for fun, profit, and entertainment, meaning that I do lots of different instruments, lots of different trades, because the primary function of when I trade with you guys is for you to literally see the setup and all the trades. Unlike everybody else, on YouTube, who bullshits their way into, oh, let me trade off screen and let me show you how much money I made off screen. Everything I do is on screen, and my function here is to teach you the setup. I'm not here to tell you how much money I make. I don't need to do that, obviously, because we have plenty of money that we make off screen ourselves in our accounts. And it doesn't really matter how much money I make, because the whole point is how much money you make. The only way you're going to make money is if you learn the setup, and the only way you're going to learn the setup is if I show you this 1,000 times over. I got a very, very nice email from one of our customers who said to me, they took my advice that basically ignore the P&L and just do the setup 100 times, good, better, or indifferent. Only do the setup. Only take the setup trades for 100 times in a row. Just like only practice your forehand. I don't care. I don't care about the points. Just hit the passing shot down the line 100 times, because that's fundamental. Before you could even play the game, you need to have the fundamentals, right? And they wrote me an email saying, I took your advice, and it was like the greatest advice ever, because I had this huge problem with FOMO. I would always rush my entries. I would not wait for the setup to occur. And this really taught me how to be patient and wait for the setup and stay in the trade and just basically let the market resolve, good, bad, or indifferent. And they felt much more confident and comfortable in now being able to have the tools to kind of scalp properly. So that's really the function. I mean, I'm hoping all of you guys who are in the room, everybody who's new, who has joined us for the first time, that's what we do. I teach you how to hit passing shots. For those of you who've never played tennis, you'll figure that out. I basically try to teach you how to make the same trade 1 million times in 1 million days, so that you get paid. So you get paid. Where are we at? 9:30. We're teasing. It's teasing me here on the offer. As I said, it's either going to just sweep me up right now, or we're going to flush to the downside. What time is it now? It's 10 seconds to the open. So let's have fun here. Market open. Lots of volatility coming down, coming up. Really not a lot, actually, not a lot of volatility. I'm surprised at how little volatility. And now we're going to probably flush down, flush up. I have no idea. I have no idea what it's doing. It seems like there's no imbalances on the open, so it's not like we're running them up and down on the screen. Okay. Looks like we're going to flush down. That's fine. As I knew it would be. I told you that, it's either going to, take me out on the open, or we're going to probably flush down, because it's a typical, ramp them and then dump them on the close trade. Now, if this comes back down and flushes down, it's a small trade. It's fine. I'm going to show you how we're going to try to resolve this when and if the opportunity comes in to resolve this. In the meantime, let's look and see what actual signals there are on the charts. Right now, we don't have any signals, but we have a typical on the market open reversal, as I told you, which, by the way, could totally reverse itself to a positive move once the first minute clears, which I think it actually will. So I want to watch this carefully here. So does it reserve? Yes, it's sending me a buy signal here. So watch what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to buy this. Bought at 48. Its target is 58, and we're there. And we resolved the whole trade into a positive territory once the signal was there. I mean, I sort of front. Those of you guys who follow me knows that I kind of front run the signal and ran it a little bit ahead of it. But this is the market. I would never trade this in real life, because it's the market open trade, and I just knew that it was going to flush down, flush up. You see this all day long, every day in the marketplace. So here we can reinitiate the sequence for another buy signal from 70 to 80, and let's see if if that works for us. 80 is the target here. Maybe not. All right. Here's a more interesting trade. We actually have. I have a Christmas tree and a buy signal, and a Christmas tree signal on ES and on NASDAQ with a minute to go. So, this is really, really tough. Everything is just really popping super hard to the upside. I'm waiting. I'm gonna take a trade in NASDAQ, and I'm gonna take a trade in the S&P. If this trade holds. One of the reasons why I sort of don't like taking this trade, and I'm only kind of doing it just to show you the example, is because we already have this trade resolved, and now it goes away. Okay, so they all go away. So the signals go away. So I'm not going to take any of these. All right, I'm going to take this trade. I took it in NASDAQ only. NASDAQ gets done super fast. I don't have I don't have the time to resolve, to take them both. So NASDAQ trade, I took to the long side, that resolved to the upside. That's fine. Yes, that's absolutely right. Santiago is absolutely right. So the reason why I was hesitating is that's not really a legitimate signal because the trade resolves. The trade prior was a buy signal. So in other words, this was the true signal. This made target. You're just chasing target at this point. But I had the opportunity to take the trade, so I just decided I was gonna take the trade and see. Meantime, I can't believe I think we're still holding on in our Dow trade. I'm not holding my breath up for this Dow trade, which was a kind of a bad idea. But what I do want to kind of tell you is that Dow is moving. And actually, the Dow trade gets also resolved too. So we bank literally every single trade positively. But here's what I got to tell you as far as instruments go. What I basically believe. Now, you guys know that in my private life, personally, I do only one thing. I trade NASDAQ, right? And when it comes to NASDAQ, I think the strategy that we follow is extraordinarily simple. And let me share it with you. Basically, the strategy that we follow, or at least the strategy that I intend to follow, is very, very simple, which is take the trade when you get a signal. Don't add, don't do anything. And actually, I've started, I don't know if you noticed this, I actually started trading this with a 5 target, 15 stop, just to serve a shorter stop, shorter target, but super, super small size. So the idea is I'm going to get stopped out more, but I'm going to but I'm going to be able to have a lot more ammunition to size up my trade on the next trade, on the next cycle trade, and resolve that trade out. My sort of approach with NASDAQ, as you can see over here, is just to grow this thing. This was at 500 yesterday, at 600. I didn't really even trade this account until this morning. This was at 700. It's almost at 800. So end of the day, I hope to have this one at around 8, maybe 850. This one at around 7. Right? I grow them $100, $150 a day, nice and quiet, nice and clean. In about 10 days, these things are going to be ready for payout, right? In a nice, smooth fashion. And obviously, as you get more comfortable and you get really, really in the zone with the strategy, you have like 10 of these accounts. You can then start to trade copy them and multiply that, that function by a factor of 10. That's really the key idea is once you get the mechanics completely and comfortably done, you can then use those mechanics, 10 times over through trade copier or 5 times over, whatever you want to do. But the reason why, by the way, why this works really, really well for me is because I also trade my real money account. And using this technique on my real money account, it's really, really nice because that really grows the real money account on a very consistent basis as well. So the technique is basically to trade prop the same way you would trade your real money account, because ultimately the value of prop is not just to get paid out on prop, but to be able to have the exact same techniques that you could grow your real account with, right? So that's sort of the idea. So it's like a 1, 2, 3 instead of a 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I minimized. This is just for NASDAQ. So just stay with me, Santiago. I'm saying just for NASDAQ. Just for NASDAQ. I'm kind of, cutting it back mainly because I'm using super small entries, and I'm willing to, to size up not just once, but I can go literally 3 or 4 times if I wanted to. But I don't think I ever need to go more than 2 times resolution to P&L my account. When it comes to instruments like the Dow, which is a great instrument to trade. And again, the thing is, the key to trading all of this stuff is trading it on a single instrument focus. Like I'm doing lots and lots of different trades here. By the way, I have a signal in the S&P, which we're going to trade too, just to show you examples. But when it comes to an instrument like Dow and an instrument like gold, which are so naturally prone to retrace, in other words, up, down, they really require a double entry structure. So you come in, let's say 1, at the entry. If it works, great. And if it doesn't work, you can buy it at around like, 10 down or 12 down and try to resolve your trade on a 2-lot. Those require very different strategies and very different approaches. This is the key thing I think that that I've really started to realize, is that every instrument is like a different human being. You can't trade it in the same fashion all the time. You can use the exact same indicator, the exact same mechanics, the exact same approach, but the details of how you execute those strategies are very, very different, for every single indicator, or every single instrument, because of the nature of how those indices and instruments work. Gold very naturally retraces almost every single breakout it makes, right? NASDAQ quite often runs away, just runs away straight up on its breakout. S&P also quite often retraces a lot of its movements. So if you think the instrument is really prone, let's say 2 out of 3 times you enter on market, and there's always at least a 1/3 the stop retrace. If you believe that 2 out of 3 times 33% of your stop is retraced down, then you want to apply a multi-entry approach to the structure, because you're going to have a much greater chance of successful resolution. If you think 2 out of 3 times it just flies away, like I think NASDAQ very often does, especially in strong trends, then they just want to do a single entry, single exit. Does that make sense to everybody? These are pretty advanced techniques, and I'm going to discuss them in really strong detail in coaching. So if you want to understand them completely, come join me in coaching. But if for now, I'm just going to show off a couple of these ideas in practice as the trade develops. Yeah. So William has been with me for a long time, and he trades huge. He's really one of the bigger, better traders in the room. And it sounds like so William, if you feel free to share maybe how you trade the instruments, and also what instruments you're primarily trading, and how your entry techniques are, because I'm sure people will be really interested in how well you exactly how you manage your trades. He's got multiple $300,000 accounts funded. He's trading really large sizes, so he's got a lot of experience in how to manage execution really well. So feel free to share if you have anything that you'd like to comment on. Meantime, we're a little bit quiet. Sort of, hurry up and wait. We definitely, the 2400 feels like, big breakout. Is it going to act as support now? That's going to be interesting to see. Yeah. So, see, that makes me feel very good. So if William trading 515 on NQ and kind of just, are you scaling in, scaling out a little bit on that, or you just, running and gunning it on size? That's really good. KJ, absolutely. Feel free to sign up. I'd love to have you on board. We'll have a good time trading. So what's going on? We stalled everywhere. And everything is kind of super quiet. Possibly have a reversal trade on NASDAQ. Now remember, I think which account did I now I have to remember what the hell the account was. 8 was my long. Yeah, 8 is my long. Oh man, sorry, I hit replay trading. No, I don't want to do this. Trade. Oh, sorry. Trade of it. That's what I want. I think the 9 account. 9 account is my short account. So now, maybe I'll have a possible fresh short setup coming up in NASDAQ. I'm not holding my breath, but let's see. If I have a Christmas tree setup coming up and NASDAQ, great. By the way, look at the Dow. Dow's just flashing me another buy signal here. So if this candle stays as is, we're gonna have a buy signal on the Dow. We're gonna go to the Dow here and trade that. But I'm gonna trade Dow on a retrace basis with you guys. If it comes back down, it retraces on me. By the way, Apex discount is going to be running out soon, so make sure you guys nail the accounts while you're watching. A minute 10 on the Dow. Dow is really starting to pick up steam. Nice. Wow. That's really showing some strong buy signals. S&P also showing a buy signal on the S&P. Interesting. NASDAQ is kind of dying out. S&P staying strong. Gold also showing. So gold is another one of those. Let me show you. Where's my gold? This is my gold. Gold is well set up. Gold is an 832 tick structure, and gold is just also built for a retrace structure. I'm gonna stay on gold right now because we haven't traded gold at all today. So let's see if we can get that first, and then we'll trade the other instruments. All right, long gold. Now we're going to go to S&P. No S&P, no trade on the S&P actually. And the Dow we missed. That's how it goes. The Dow ran away from us because I only want to enter at market, at close, or below it. So since it's above, Dow actually made target. All right, so that's it. Where's gold? MGCZ. We're in at 13.18. And if it comes down to like 12.3, we're going to buy one more gold. You see how gold retraces down quite a lot. All right, I'm just going to buy gold here. So what that does is I'm going to move my golds over here to my target, with my stop over here. It's very easy to do that on well charts. It's either going to work, not work, but now it's going to give me at least a much easier chance to repair the gold trade on the move. Gold trade looks like it's just dying out on me completely. Gold is not only just retracing, but it's completely dying out. Okay, so it's fine. I should have been a little bit more patient. Sorry about that. I'm trying to manage a couple of. I was trying to look at Dow and S&P and see how they're doing. I should have entered over here. Had I entered over here, I would have had a chance to resolve it probably like right around here. But regardless, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll come back to gold. Signal on. All right. So where's my trade evade? This one. I want to sell this one. Again, this is a counter trend trade on the Dow. And the trade was above my short entry. So I was happy to take it late. In the meantime, I missed the S&P trade. Let me see if I can S&P trade. No, the S&P trade already got done. 98. Yeah, that trade got done. Sorry, I missed the S&P trade. The gold unfortunately clipped us out. So be it. We will repair the gold trade later. And the NASDAQ trade got resolved. So remember that short trade that I needed to resolve? That trade got resolved to the short side. Again, my best trading is always going to be with NASDAQ because that's my favorite instrument. But gold was a legitimate trade that just simply, came back down against me. This buy signal just failed. There's nothing I could do. The only thing I could have done better is maybe bought it a little bit lower for resolution, but that's it. Dow ran away and S&P ran away. So now we just have to wait for the next signals in both of those. Yeah, Kevin, good job on the short. Eight figures. Here's a couple of simple questions. Number one, do you have BFF dots only with labels as your indicator? The answer is no. That's number one reason why you're not getting the same signals. If the answer is yes, the second question is, do you have your trading view integrated with Trade of 8 so you're getting real-time signals? If the answer is yes again, then I don't know what's going on with you. You have to send me a screenshot of of what it is. There's nothing. The settings are default. Like, in other words, the moment you attach it, it's going to give you the signals. It's not. You don't need to configure anything on the situation unless you. Literally nothing. I know. Me trading gold is up. It's not. I've learned to kind of not hate gold. And I'm going to try to rework the gold trade a little bit later, but we'll see how it goes. This is a really interesting divergence between the Nasdaq kind of dying out over here a little bit, and S&P and the Dow just soaring, right? I don't know what's going on there. Just send me you can take a screenshot of your trade. You can go copy image like this, right? Copy image, and then Control C it to me in an email and show me what you have. Make sure you're on the 2-minute chart. That's the other thing is, are you on a 2-minute chart? Are you on a 2-minute chart? Do you have the micro Nasdaq? Do you have these signals? Do you have dots only? If you have all that, then just send me a screenshot and we'll take a look at it. All right. So this is a little bit of a. We're going to go back to gold here. Gold is actually, if this dot holds, is actually kind of a buy signal. Now it's going to go away. Let's see. Let me play with you guys on gold a little bit here. Buy. Okay, we're gonna buy gold again. I'm gonna try and work it again, and I'll explain to you why I took this signal. So it's a 13.8 signal. Why that's a kind of a legitimate signal, but it's not going to show up on the labels because I just didn't have the. It was too complicated to program that for the computer, and it's an exceptional case which happens rarely, so it didn't really matter. So we should be done now. Come on, let's go. There we go. We're done, right? We're done. Come on. We're in the fucking 7. Jesus Christ. Wow. I guess there's no trade going off at 8. I could have sworn we had. Now we're done. Okay, so the gold resolves back up, and it will resolve this trade. So let me explain to you why this is a legitimate buy trade, but it doesn't show up as a signal on the chart. The coding is that it's got to be a green candle. It's got to be a green slope, green candle, green dot, prior candle, no dot, right? But the driver here is the green dot, green candle momentum against the green slope. This was the case right over here. The fact that we had a little bit of a red candle really doesn't matter because the slope itself was green. So, but the algo just doesn't have that particular unique case. It's a very unusual case as a pickup codifier. That's why it's not going to show you a buy label. That's why I took it because I knew it was a legitimate trade, even though it wasn't showing you as a buy label. It's kind of an advanced technique to scalping this. All right, we're an hour into the trade. All the Nasdaq trades got done. All the YM trades got done. We haven't done a single S&P trade. So let's do some of those if we can get a signal over here. When it comes to wealth charts, again, the key thing you need to do is you want to go into add indicators, more indicators, Boris Schlossberg, and BFF dots only. That's the one you want to choose. And you should have that version of it over there. If you don't have that, you should have it. Almost everybody's got enabled. If you don't have that, just email me, and I will try to ask them, what's going on with them. And gold really starting to explode. See how gold kind of, the very nature of the beast is it's kind of a, hurry up and wait type of a structure. And once you understand what the instrument does, you can adapt your tactics to trading that instrument. But again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to trade one instrument only. I'm trading multiple instruments. That means I'm going to make multiple mistakes. It's just, it's just the nature of the beast. But I'm doing it because I want to show you lots and lots of examples and lots of, nuanced examples and stuff like that. But in your own trading, you should choose one instrument you like. And by the way, like YM, totally legit. I would actually, I think I'm going to take one of my accounts. And the other thing is very cool is, you can trade a couple of instruments if you want to. Generally not at the same time. I really don't recommend you do it at the same time. So in other words, if you're going to take an hour and you say, I'm going to trade YM, take a separate account and trade YM only in there. Because remember, you are polluting your account with multiple different tactics and strategies. It's a single tactic, single strategy per account. It's the most important and most valuable lesson we can do in trading. It's true, by the way, I do this in my own personal accounts. I have lots of separate futures accounts for that reason. Here's a short coming up in NAS. There's another short coming up in NAS, which we're going to take. Is this am I a short account? Yeah, I'm my short account. Let's see if we can work that account again, and take that signal if the signal trades. But literally the most valuable lesson, there's really 1, 2, 3 lessons of trading. Number one is trade small. Number two is separate by instrument and by direction into each account. Number three, use the dots indicator. That's my third lot. But whether you use my indicator or not, if you use the first two approaches, I assure you, you're going to do much, much better. So, going back to the idea of like, hey, I want to trade, I only want to focus on Dow, for example. You take one account and you trade Dow only, which I actually really, really love as a legitimate instrument for dots with a multi-structure entry. I don't have a signal here, unfortunately, no signal. Because when this thing runs, making 10 points is super easy. And you could actually trade, even if you trade the mini, it's a very small mini. It's a $50 win on a mini. So it's not like you're really exposing yourself to a huge amount of loss on the downside. I think it could be a very, very productive instrument for an account. But the critical thing is one account for NASDAQ, one account for Dow, one account for gold, however you want to do it. That's the best way to do it. Good morning, guys. Who else is new in the room? Talk to me a little bit. Let me know where you guys are from, what you guys are trading. Anybody trade futures? Let me know. It's 10 o'clock. I had a big rally. It's unusual that we have a rally. It's unusual that we have a rally in the first half hour, which is interesting because it usually means we're probably going to have a little bit of a consolidation here. But what's more interesting to me is that NASDAQ is losing steam. I haven't even looked at the news today, so let's see if there was anything on the news today. First of all, let's see if we have any releases. I wonder what Trump is going to talk about at 11. It's interesting. And let's see what's on TweetDeck. Oh, you know what I wanted? I want to, guys, everybody who's in this room, give me just 1 second. I want to give you a link to a webinar that I'm doing for free this weekend, especially those of you who like trading forex and are interested in FX. It's really, really cool. Hang on a second. Let me just find it because it's in my emails. I need the link. Just bear with me a second. Come on. I want to give you this link. I want everybody registered for this webinar because even if you don't get a chance to watch it, okay, here's the link. It's a really great system. I mean, tested over like 1,000 trades. I have all the reports for you. I'll have step-by-step instructions. It's a really good medium-term forex trading systems that catches exhaustions in the marketplace. So be sure to sign up. It's going to be 7 o'clock in the morning this Saturday. So for anybody in Europe, anybody in Asia, anybody in Australia, it's going to be perfect time to learn the system. And I have all the tools all set up for it. Okay. Really, not a lot of news here. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, we have a sell signal. Sorry, I missed a little bit of the sell signal. Let's do this. Am I on the sell side? I think I still am on the sell side. So I'm still at entry of better than price. Am I on the sell side? I hope I'm on the sell side. Yeah. Where am I? Yeah, I'm on the sell side. Okay. So target here is going to be 94.25 on this particular sell signal in NASDAQ. And we're done. See how fast that was? Generally, that's how fast my trades go. You know, if you're doing a good job, especially during liquidity hours, it takes about a minute to resolve the scalp trades. So, you know, think about the idea. I actually counted the labels. I really did a sort of a general idea, and it works out to about 4 signals per hour, right? Per hour. So if you're doing 2 or 3 hours, you literally have a chance to do 10 or 12 positive trades a day. How you size them, what you want to do with them, how you want to structure those things are all up to you. But I'm showing you in real time. I'm trying to try to grow these accounts, $100, $150 a day, whatever I can. I'll tell you, I'm cheating a little bit because I'm not. I get a chance to be in front of a screen quite a lot. But here's the cool part: it's not like I'm doing this completely as a side hobby in terms of doing my other. I trade live with you guys and highly focused during the hour or two here, and then I trade only one instrument. the focus is not necessarily on the screen, but on one instrument. Once you know that instrument, you trade that instrument continuously. You can trade it as a side. I'll come back from dinner and I'm watching YouTube and I see setups and I take them and I take them and I take them. It's amazing how the money piles up during Asia session when you do that. So it's a kind of a no stress scalp trading, which is really what I try to practice here. Oh shit, there's another one of these inverted buy setups in gold. Let's go to gold. Damn, that's a big ass trade. All right, let's go buy it. Fuck it. So this is going to be, again, I'm going to have to scale into the gold. I'm in at 18.7. That's a big, also a huge thing. Let's look at gold. What happened? It feels like a big news bump. And now it's coming down to here. I'm going to try and buy it again here. And again, let's see if I'm right on gold here. Try to resolve it on a retrace move here. Where am I? Ah, shit. I got stopped out on the trade. All right, fuck this. I might as well. I'm gonna flat. You know what? No, I'm gonna get longer. Let's see if I can get longer on this. Let's see if this is gonna work. And pull myself up over here to the sell stop. And let's see. And I got resolved on the upside of gold. Gold is just a fucking pain in the ass. You really have to pay huge attention. This was a $6 candle. When you have these kind of huge candles, you can't even have a $3 stop on this. You have to have a stop that's double the size of this candle. And look at it. Of course, now it's coming back up as a trade. As I said, gold is its own beast. It has its own personalities. I just try to do the best I can to show you how I would trade this, and you can see how it's it's far less effective than some of the other stuff. But it's fine. It's actually now showing me another buy signal. So gold is starting to run. I'm trying to understand why gold is Oh, I know why you just sent me the screenshot. 8 figures. You're not trading NASDAQ. You look at the MNQ. It has to be the September 25. You're trading the wrong instrument. When you want to trade, let me show you guys the basic how you do the instruments. It's MNQU. Okay. NASDAQ futures, you click in here and you want to choose the September 25 futures. If you're trading MNQ with a exclamation mark, that's a perpetual contract. That's a fairy tale contract. So that's the easy response to your question. You just trading the wrong signal. Okay. When do we switch to December? The first Monday of the third week of September. So it's not for a while. Not for a while. All right, another buy signal in gold, another buy signal in the Dow. So let's trade them both, huh? Let's trade them both if we can get them. So let's go to gold first, because now it's like my little Moby Dick. Now I have to hunt this whale because it's all right. I'm long gold. And now we're going to go to, YM. YM did not give me a signal. So there's no signal in the YM. No, YM does give me a signal? Why doesn't, what the fuck is this? Oh shit, I missed the YM signal. Sorry. It's really hard to switch around when I'm like, why? That was interesting. It had a dot here. Why the fuck did this not have a dot here? Oh, it must have just been a different tick here. These guys must be using a little bit different ticks, so it didn't show up on wealth charts. And that happens. Remember, every single, you can't get upset about the fact that sometimes trades don't line up. Oh, by the way, gold got done. So my little Moby Dick trade, I speared the whale. I speared the whale again. So the gold trade really did finally work nicely, which is good. So that trade, that buy trade worked. YM, the Dow trade would have worked also. The thing that confused me was that it was a signal on trading view, which is using a little bit tiny different feed than wealth charts from Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Again, guys, I want you to understand that nothing in life is perfect. Nothing in life is precise. It's close, but it's not precise. You think that it's the exact same price for every single penny. It's not. There's delays from one chart provider to the next provider. There's sampling delays. There's all sorts of shit that creates tiny little discrepancies. That's all part of trading. This is why I trade small. You assume fuck-ups. That is the absolute foundational truth of trading. If you assume perfection, you are bound to be fucked. If you assume fuck-ups, you are bound to become perfect. That's how trading works. You know, that's literally the inverse of real life. I always assume fuck-ups, and that's why I'm trading small. And in this case, it's a perfect example where we had a trade on trading view, but not a signal on wealth charts, because there was a discrepancy of signals. Just like sometimes we have a discrepancy between the big contract, the NQ and the MNQ, or the ES and the MES, right? Yes. Oh, it is Eddie. Thank you for asking that question. So let's talk about this. Let's go to Apex, and this is the most important thing in terms of saving money for you that I want to show you. So if I go log in here, right, and let's go to my personal account. Just give me a second. I'm gonna have to authenticate myself. Just let me do this. But this is really important to understand for all future trades. 045748. 045748. It's probably going to be too late. No, okay, I'm in. Okay, so if you reset an account, right? If you reset an account, I believe it's a $40 trade, right? It's a $40 charge, right? If you reset an account, I mean, I can just do this with you right now. Let's say, whatever, 122, right? Reset account, and it's going to make you, check off all of their disclosure and shit, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you the, why is this not going down? Okay. Yeah, it's a $50 charge. It's a $50 charge, right? So just showing you. Whereas if you're going to buy with my discount right now, let's just go over here to the $50,000. It's the same account, $50,000 Tradovate account. And you just type in BK Save, right? We just type this in. Please check box. Next. And it's 37. So it is much cheaper to buy it. Not much cheaper, but it's like literally $15 less to buy. So you cancel let's say you blew an account, cancel it and buy a fresh one, cancel, buy a fresh one. It is a much better deal than resetting the account that you just got. This is going to last for like another couple of days and it's going to go away. So absolutely, anybody who's listening to me, let me send you the link here, APX. And those of you guys who are on Twitter, QR code the link, and you are going to be assured of this 37 price. Now, I think let's try this again. I think there's even a little bit more of a savings if you want to go to wealth charts, because if you go to wealth charts, use my code, I believe that's even cheaper. It's up, it's not much of a difference, but if you guys are looking to get even the best possible deal, I believe, let me just make sure that it's correct. Yeah. So the wealth charts is actually even $4 less, right? So it's just a little bit less. Same size account. So up to you, but the bottom line, the net takeaway is absolutely cancel and buy fresh when you have these huge discounts. When you have these huge discounts, it's absolutely more productive to do it that way. There's no doubt about it. Shit, we had a sell signal in the S&P, which I missed, but that's fine. We still haven't done an S&P trade. Jesus Christ, that's been like the one trade I have not been able to accomplish. So we'll hunt the S&P trade when we can. But in the meantime, nice. Oh, and I had a sell trade in Nasdaq, which I also kind of missed. All right, Where was the sell trade here? 80, 77. All right, let's try this. What the hell? I'm going to try the short on NASDAQ here because I'm above my market entry price. Let's see if we can get this done. Target is 82.50. Oh, we'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. No, looks like I sold the bottom. I almost had it, and then I got clipped out. That's fine. Wow, man, this thing is just flipping around. Hmm. Oh, there's a sell signal on gold here. Let's go to gold. Gold. Sell. And here, if this thing comes up to like 19, I'll be happy to add to the position. But doesn't look like. Looks like we're hopefully going to come down on gold here. 16.8 is my target here. Let's see if we can get gold done. Oh, thanks, Ben. Thank you. I'll take a look at it. Looks like I'm stopped on the long on the short position. But now this sets up a nice long trade for us. Let's take a look at this. So now we can go to the long account, 44 seconds, because this is a Christmas tree long trade, right? If this holds, it's got to hold. May not. Let's see what happens here. 32 seconds left. Let me switch to my long. The gold trade got done. I just heard that in the background. No, it's like no setups on that. But the gold trade got nicely. Sorry, here's the gold trade that got done right here, nice and smooth to the downside. So good for us on that. So Nasdaq just sort of we hit a big we sold the bottom, which is fine. That happens all the time, and then we'll come back on the next trade and try to resolve it. Actually, I think it's the first Nasdaq clip I've had in about 10 or 12 trades. Gold was a nice clean. I had a very good vibe on this gold because I saw the gold kind of exhaust itself up. Gold does this all the time, and the Christmas tree trade here was a really good sell signal. Oh, there's a sell signal in the Dow. Sell. Kind of late on this, but let's see. Let's give it a shot. So 28. If it gets up to around 42, I'll add to the Dow position. maybe like 44. I think I'll add to the Dow position. I'll follow it from here because it's just I want to watch all other trades here. So I'm going to be at 18 on the Dow for the target. Dow got filled right over here. No, sorry, right over here. Dow got filled over here nicely. So Dow I really like Dow as honestly I really like Dow as an alternative trade. It's small tick size. You can size it up large or small, however you want to do it. It's got the flexibility of adding, subtracting. You can trade the large contract and really not get hurt that badly because the maximum, if you're trading one large contract, it's only a $200 loss on the maximum stop. And obviously, you don't start out with that. That'd be like your third, maybe your third follow through. You do 1, 5, 1 large. So it's a really. I'm actually the more I'm trading the Dow as a structural, as a scalping instrument. It makes a lot of sense because remember, what we're trying to do is extract points off the range. So if the range is like 200 points, high to low during the day, and we can extract like 30 or 40 scalp points out of it, that's what we're trying to do. That's ultimately really what we're trying to do. So with a Dow, the range is always 300 to 500. Sometimes it's even 700 points range. For us to extract 50 points of Dow a day is totally viable, and as long as you size those points to, like, let's say, I don't know, a couple of dollars, then you're absolutely at that at that nice steady pace of P&L. So it totally works as an idea. Oh, there's a sell signal in gold for us. Oh, there's a sell signal in the S&P, which we haven't traded at all. So let's do that. Sorry, where's my S&P? Sell. Oh, shit. I'm late. All right, I'm late on the S&P. Fuck. And all right, we'll give it a shot. Let's see if the S&P still works. I'm late on the S&P. I was late on the entry. Targeting 89.25. It came in, and they just kind of teased me on it. So let's see if I can get that done. S&P is not actually, I'll be honest with you, I used to trade the S&P a lot. S&P, I don't have a really intelligent approach to yet as to whether it requires a retrace structure or a single entry structure. And those of you guys who maybe trade the S&P a lot more, feel free to chime in of how you'd want to trade it. But because I'm really, really focusing primarily on NAS, and maybe I'll start trading the YM a little bit more, because again, I'm just trying to extract. So yay, the S&P got done. So this is the first S&P trade that we did today that gets done, which is nice to see. Chime in on how you would do it. It's by far the most liquid. It's certainly the best, but it also has the least point range, right? If you think about this, the S&P has the least point range on the move. All right, questions. There's a lot of questions here. Rick, candle, micro NQ had a white dot. Mini did not. Trading you also well charted. Yeah, as I said, you're going to get discrepancies. So you trade the chart that is in front of you on the idea. And I explained this earlier, that you cannot have everything match up because of the nature of the beast. They're getting slightly different feeds, slightly different ticks, slightly different end of candle marks. and you will get discrepancies. Just have to accept the fact that sometimes they're not going to line up, right? Ben says he loses big on the other. Yeah, but then on the other hand, there's somebody here who trades. I forget who in the room, guys. Somebody in the room trades only S&P. Please chime in and let everybody know. And I'd love to hear. Your opinion on, what you find good about the S&P or what you find bad about the S&P. Sell signal in the Dow. We haven't had a sell signal in a long time. So let's go back to our friend the Dow today. Oops, where am I? Right here. Here's our friend the Dow. 58 seconds left. Maybe we'll trade that a little bit now to the downside. Dow is really starting to curl. Right, we've had this big rally. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a sell-off. The slope's getting red. A lot of the structures really starting to show themselves up. So let's see if this dot stays in place. The big thing is it's got to stay in place. We'll trade it. 37 seconds left. I forgot who in the room that trades S&P all the time, and feel free to chime in on how you would want to trade this. 11 seconds left on the Dow. 654. I'm going to be a seller here right now. So I'm in at 83. Comes up to was that 93? Comes up to basically 900. I'll probably add to the position, but unless it comes up to 900, I'm not going to add. Let me take a look at it from here. We can watch this here. What's the NAS doing? Okay. And we're done on the Dow. Dow is just really clipping it for us nicely. So you get this, you see like winner, like 5, 6, like this. Probably we did at least 10 to 15 winners today, 2 or 3 losers. Absolutely. Those are going to be I'm going to manage throughout the day and try to recover. But you see how focusing on an instrument, taking the trade, doing it properly really creates, that's what I talk about, hitting those forehands creates the, if you take 20 trades today and all 20 were legitimate signals, you'll see that 17 or 18 of them are gonna hopefully resolve positively, and that's going to give you the confidence. Even if 15 of those resolve positively, you can study and understand what happened to the 5 that didn't work. Why didn't they work? Tune up your structure if you want to, and that's how you get so much better. Why was 1022 not a sell in NQ? Let's see. Oh, I know why. Remember, I told you that I told you this earlier in the session. The software only codes for red candle. It cannot handle the exception. It can handle it, but it's not worth it for me to try to write the code for it. So this was a green red. So the software just ignored that as a sell signal. So by the way, we actually have now a new sell signal in the S&P, setting itself up over here. Am I on the sell side or on the buy side? This is the buy account. I need to go to the sell account. I'm going to go to the sell account. Okay. Here's the sell account. So 55 seconds left. If this candle holds, we'll come back into the trade. Oh, thank you. So Clayton says, you find S&P easier to trade than Dow Jones. Nas is less volatile than the two, and reverse is less. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Focus on the instrument that you like. Use the dots tool to get you into the trades within the instrument that you like. When I'm in the zone on NASDAQ, I cannot be stopped, right? I will, I burn the thing. But obviously, because I'm trading this and I'm trading NASDAQ and I'm trading Dow and I'm trading everything else, my focus is diffused. So here's a sell signal coming up here on NAS. I'm gonna wait. 3, 2, 1. Sell. Okay. Target is 51.75. Let's see if this sell works. Sell in the Dow too now. So I'm going to watch the Dow for a possible sell signal as well. .38 seconds on the Dow. Let's go back to the Dow. 28 seconds. We got done on the NASDAQ, right? Dow is now starting. Where am I? Sell. I'm late. I'm late on this Dow. Sorry, I was trying to watch both. So I'm in at 31 on the Dow. Target is going to be 21. If it comes out to around 51, I'll try to add a little bit to the Dow, but we'll see. I'm not loving this trade because this is like the third or the fourth trade in the cycle. So Dow is very much a retrace structure, but I took it because it's a signal. So I want to just take as many signals with you as possible so you understand what creates a signal and how the mechanics of the trade work. But this thing can really retrace hard against me, so I'm fully cognizant of it. And if it does, it doesn't matter because I'll find the next good setup. I'll size it up and I will repair the trade. So there's that Santiago. You understand why that happened the way it did? It's not that it wasn't a setup. It's just that the indicator is just not showing it. The Dow gets done. Yet another trade. I mean, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades in the Dow today. At least 8, 9 trades in NASDAQ. All good, right? This is what I want to show you. It's the indicator, it's the structure, and then how much money you want to make is really a function of you, your size, your risk tolerance, and how you want to divide all those accounts. As I said, the most important thing in my opinion is obviously only taking the signal, having the indicator, number one. Number two, having the right size, initial size that you want to do that gives you comfort or level. And number three, trading in a perfect world, trading one direction per one instrument per one account. That means NQ long is one account, NQ short is another account, YM long is one account, YM short is another account, ES long is one account, ES short is another account. GC long is one account. GC short is another account. If you have 4 accounts like this, I can't say the word guarantee because there's no guarantees, but I have enormous. I have a 95% confidence that one of those 4 accounts will hit payout. This is for fun, and actually for eval too. Very likely 2 out of those 4 accounts will hit payout. And if you think about that, that is magnitude order. Only 1% of all traders ever hit payout, and so many traders in the room hit payout because of following these rules. A YM, I'm trading 1040. Dr. G, 1040. But again, if you watch the video on replay, you'll see that it's not just I'm trading 1040. I'm averaging into YM just once, because it's such a retrace heavy instrument, and because it's so small and ticks, I can do that. And if it doesn't work, I can repair the trade down the road. And just remember, I told you how at the beginning of the session, we don't care where the market goes, so long as it just goes in a continuous way. When we first started out, it was all buys. I was trading with trend on the buy side. Now the sell side is the trend side, right? The sell side is the trend side. And now all of our winners have been on the sell side. That's the beauty of the dot indicator. It's not about where you think the market goes. It's where the market is at. That's what we try and do. So hopefully you guys like that as well. I'll hang with you for a little bit, for like another 10 minutes if you guys want to. There's a lot of people, new people. There's new people in the room. Come say hi to me. I see a lot of people joining up. So come say hi to me, ask me questions. We did about 1,000 trades, as you can see on the charts. All these trades over here. As you can see on the charts, all these trades on wealth charts. As you can see, all these trades on wealth charts over here. Oops. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, guys. I always have a hard time. Here we go. Like my mouse just goes crazy. You see all these, all these long trades to the long side winning, all these short trades to the short side winning. And then we did a little bit of gold too. My little Moby Dick. This was my Moby Dick. Trades here. Boom, 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 boom. All good. So this is what scalping with trend is all about. Scalping with trend is really, really nice and hopefully useful. Lee, thank you very much. All right, so last order of business. You guys want the coaching? You want this indicator? It's only available if you get the coaching, as I showed you over here. I think where's my coaching? Here it is. Here's the coaching page. Please, if you like it, go ahead, get it, and I will. It's still like not too late. I will refund you money so you can buy yourselves the Apex accounts for free. You can buy all these prop accounts for free effectively. Hopefully you guys really like it. Very nice. May, how nice. You made $300 for Apex today. Oh, the May just joined us, okay? She literally just joined us this week. So I got to tell you, May, even though you didn't quite, you deserve the chicken just for winner chicken dinner. I'm really, really, really happy that you did this. Super nice. Winner chicken dinner. We give you coins. Let me see the coins and the dollars. Really good to see it. I'm so glad that she's literally been here a week. I told you guys, the women kill it because they actually listen to what the fuck I have to say instead of trying to fight me. Good job. Nice to have you aboard, May, and I'm really, really happy that you did well. And keep going, and I'll see you in coaching, and I'll see everybody else in coaching. Obviously, tomorrow we're still going to live trade. So final day of live trading tomorrow. So I hope everybody enjoys it. Otherwise, I will see everybody. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Plenty of setups for us to go. Plenty of money to be made as we go along. All right, guys. Everybody enjoy. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Oh, we have another. Oh, Nico. Nico, don't you trade the S&P? You trade S&P all the time, right? Just gonna ask you about this. Let me get rid of the money. Sorry, guys. So I wanted to know if you had any comments on the S&P. Regarding size, there's an apex rule for size consistency. I believe they would deny payout if traders range from one. No, it's not. No, it's not correct. They don't expect. No, it's only if you do like what they don't want you to do is like you're trading one micro, then 10 minis. They fully are okay. Like if you're going between 2 micros to 1 mini, in a continuous format, and you're trading lots of different ranges. And more importantly, the thing that they want you to do is explain what you're doing. So you can say, I'm doing this because this is the sequence of trades that I do in this particular strategy. It should be fine. That's absolutely not true. This was against Santiago, I'll tell you. So there'd be people who'd like do 10 minis, huge size, right? And then they would do 1 micro for 5 days just to fulfill their requirement of trading for 5 days. So they did better. They had a bunch, they had a hunch, bet a bunch, got lucky, hit a trade, and then they just nurse the account at 1 micro, like $1 bets for 5 days to make sure they trade it for 5 days. That's what rule is designed to avoid. That's what they don't want you to do. But if you're, varying your size every single day, they could give a shit. As long what they're really looking for is that you're not going from minus 1,000 to plus 2,000, or like minus 2,000 to plus 2,000 every 5 seconds, because they don't want to see the volatility. Otherwise, that's good. Gold was sucked today. Yeah. No, what I was asking, and maybe you can share that tomorrow, is just how you find the S&P. Do you trade it single entry, single exit? Do you trade it 1 to 4, 1 to 3? What are you like? If you could share your general approach to how you trade it, it'd be useful to everybody else in the room. Yeah. No extremes. That's exactly it. No extremes, as Gina was talking about as far as sizing. So that's it, guys. Anyways, peace out. Thank you so much. Everybody had a good session today. Be sure to get the Apex accounts. I'm going to put the Apex link again, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys. Everybody enjoy. Bye-bye.